Hello and welcome to Tarot Pal. This is your weekly timeless career reading. Whenever you come across this reading, it would apply for the next 7 to 10 days. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you again so much for continuing to support me and to watch these readings. Please don't forget to like the reading and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of these reads. If you're a new subscriber here, welcome again. We do daily pick a card readings. I have some weekly schedules already in play. Every Wednesday we would do a career reading. Every Thursday there's a Sai Baba oracle message. On Fridays, there's a love relationship reading, and on Sundays, we do a next 7 days or a week ahead reading. So, today, as I said, we're going to cover the next 7 days energy for your career, and I've kind of split this reading and pulled out cards, as per the questions I've asked. We'll ask the tarot guidance. We'll ask what energies are incoming for you. What are the blessings that you also can expect to show up? What angel guidance do you receive and how do you go about it? And there's a charm, of course, for you to select from, which in itself is a message. Also, lastly, for any, depending on what kind of a job that you are in or what phase of your career you're in, if you're a student and you want to get a message from the authorities, I have 2 cards for that. If you are a professional employee and you'd like to hear a message from the leadership team, there's 2 cards for that. And if you are a business person and whether also for professionals applicable as well, a message from the client. So whatever right now is important for you, the additional message would be for whatever is the guidance or the information that you need to know for your external or internal clients. So we have 3 options for you. This is option 1, a fish charm. Let me just try to focus that. 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's in focus. That's your fish charm. That's option 1. This is a beautiful stone and give me the vintage royal vibes. Okay, that's the focus. And that's option 2. This is a cute, pretty shell. And that's your option 3. Timestamps would of course be listed in the description box below. By 24 hours of you seeing this reading or within a day of this reading getting uploaded, there would be a short summary posted on the Instagram account of Tarot Pal Tarot Talks. Please feel free to follow that. You can save the reading. We do different content and fun stuffs every day on the Instagram account as well. All the description, the description box would have all these links as well as the other readings that have already been done for the June reading and the solar eclipse in Gemini. Do not miss out those 2 readings for sure. So, I'll see you in your pile. Hello and welcome to your reading pile 1. Those of you who chose the fish pile, the fish charm. Let's talk about this charm first before we get into your reading. Fishes always represent abundance, prosperity, and the energy of flowing. Okay, so instead of trying to force things, the message for the week, first of all, for you is to flow, is to work together with the nature, with the forces of the nature. And for nature, it could mean your surroundings, your colleagues, your external environments. So this is a week to flow for abundance to show up, and abundance definitely does show up for you. So let's start. The underlying cards are common for all the energies, and the cards you see here, I'll cover those as your guidance messages and your blessings as we move along. These 2 cards here are the messages from the person whom you need a message for, especially when it comes to your career. If you've given an interview, this could be that person. If you are somebody who's pursuing their education and you want to get a message from the, am I going to clear the exam, or any message from the authorities, these 2 cards represent that energy. This is what's coming in. So let's start with what's coming in and what energies are you going to be surrounded with. You're going to clearly at a stage wherein you're delaying making a decision. You're delaying making a choice or a selection of should I do this or that. The answer very clearly would not lie in logical thoughts, but rather has to come from your intuition. If you see, she's hitting the bullseye with her eyes closed because she knows that she has done her homework, she has thought through things enough, and now she can trust her second brain, her gut, not her mind, to make that decision and that call. So this week, if you've been delaying a decision, Just go with what your gut has already told you is the right answer. There's no more need to delay that decision anymore. Okay, take that next step. That's the first message I want to start with. One key guidance, and I'm going to start with this major arcana card here for you, throughout the week, is for you to let go of the old, tried and tested ways of working through something and try and reinvent the cycle. Try and think out of the box. Try and move towards something more progressive, something more technological, something more online, something more progressive and new, and something that is out of your comfort zone whenever you're approaching any aspect of your career, money or finances. What you've always done will only get you the same results that you've received so far. The results might have been great, but to get to the next stage, you clearly need to do something different and think out of the box and get out of that same old, same old. Clearly, the energies of this week, the core guidance to focus on is to, if you're unhappy at a job that you're in, start looking for the next job, because anyway the change is coming. You need to take a fresh approach towards the existing projects. You need to take a fresh approach towards how, a shift in perspective, a shift in working style is the core message that you need to focus on this week. And you need to believe in yourself and have that confidence that this new way that you're trying to invent, this new journey that is going to begin, is going to bring you the kind of blessings and the success that you seek. Because you're being asked to let go of something that you've always done, it beautifully sinks into the center card, which is the Three of Pentacles. When we start a new journey, we are not the expert of anything. So here comes the need of being a part of a team. Reaching out to experts, taking the advice of the people who are doing what you are hoping to do day in and day out, delegating your tasks, hearing your team members out. This is not a week to go solo. This is a week to listen, to collaborate, to work with other people, because that's going to take you to that next amazing beginning and that journey. That's going to give you that fresh perspective that is badly needed. You clearly are bored, and that energy is being caught by everybody around you. You're clearly not engaged, you're clearly not satisfied, and you're feeling stuck and you're feeling bored, and that energy is now becoming very evident. Now for you to navigate through that, you clearly need to shift from that by first of all making a decision that I'm going to take an action. I've thought enough about this, I'm actually going to take an action. What action? That action cannot be repetitive of what I've always done, but rather something new, rather something that is calling me, and I'm going to have that faith that I have that power, that power to take charge of my own life. And when I do that, great things will come my way. Once you have that inner confidence, reach out and collaborate with other people. Be in that team spirit. When you are in that team spirit, obviously the Queen of Cups energies rises. She's intuitive, she's nurturing, she has a healthy self-love. She knows where her boundaries are, but she's extremely giving. She's open. She's again collaborative. Who wouldn't want to collaborate with the Queen of Cups? Because she's ready to hear other people out. She gives them the space that they need. She's not bossy, yet she's so mothering, so perfect that she'll still take you to success. And again, moving back to that fish charm that you've picked, that flow. Yeah, there is a fish here and you've picked fishes. Yeah, that's a beautiful synchronicity and a confirmation. There's fishes in the cards for you and the fish charm for you. Okay, this week, tune into your divine feminine side. Be in a receiving, collaborative, listening mode wherein you're ready to learn, you're ready to take the guidance of other people, and you're not in that energy of I know it all and I'm going to do it alone and I've always done this and I know how the things work. This is not a week to be rigid. This is not a week to only do what you've always done. Also, with the moon as an underlying energy, keep a check on your emotional highs and lows. That's two water sign energies right there. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Approach your, while Queen of Cups is a very positive emotional EQ, right? She knows what she wants and how she'll get there from a very gut intuitive manner. And that's again going back to that Two of Swords, when she's making the decision and she's moving ahead, knowing that no decision is wrong out of the two. She just has to make one choice and move ahead with it. That said, it's very important to remain grounded and to keep your emotions, remain accountable for your own emotions. Don't be that person who snaps at a colleague because something went wrong at another project, because that's you losing your emotional accountability. That's you giving away the power and not, again, being a great team player, right? Nobody wants to be around snappy, moody people. So this week, emotional accountability is extremely important for you. with Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups. That's two ladies showing up, and of course Subhadra as the blessings coming in. Clearly women and the energy of feminism, divine femininity definitely plays a strong role for you for the next week. Again, believing in yourself, and this is again fire sign energy linking up with the solar plexus and the Queen of Wands. This week, when it comes to your chakras, always do every day. Just a clarification, the 7 chakra meditation is for a daily thing. When I give you some specific chakras to focus on, that means that this week you need to manage. Just give me 1 second, yeah guys. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. So, as an energy, flow and receive. Remain in the divine feminine mind space. Be confident, but be giving. Okay, share the limelight. You'll get a lot of limelight. You'll get a lot of opportunities to be in the leadership role. First of all, don't doubt yourself that you can't be the person who leads your team to success. You definitely can. But the core message here is to remain in a mode wherein other people can give you the ideas, wherein you're seen as a listener and you're seen as a collaborative person. With Cups again here for you as an underlying energy of 9 of Cups. Clearly, if you can stay in that energy, a beautiful wish is coming true. Something that you waited for is definitely incoming. There's a lot of cards here that clearly indicate that abundance and success and good change and transformation that leads you to the next leveling up, the next upgrade is clearly on the way for you. You just need to take that action, believe in yourself, and remain in that flow energy instead of creating too much friction and unnecessary battles. The blessings that you can clearly expect to come in this week is a rise and in the faith that you have, that universe definitely is taking care of you. You will also receive a lot of respect and a lot of recognition when it comes to the work that you're doing. Other people will value the skill sets that you bring onto the table, and you will also gain that wisdom that is much needed, that tact, that diplomacy which is much needed to function in the modern world that we live in. We can't always go blazing guns with brutal honesty. This week there would be a rise in the maturity and the gravitas that is needed to understand that not every time we need to go heads butting. There is a emotionally sound way of sometimes dealing with conflict. That is a lesson and a blessing, and in a good way, that epiphany will start showing up for you. In case there is anybody who's already in a romantic relationship at a professional workspace, this is a great week for you guys. I have the twin flame card showing up during a career read. That's clearly affirmative of workplace romance. People will find you extremely attractive at your workplace. That's another message. With so many queens showing up, you're the center stage and people want to listen to you. People find you graceful, elegant, confident, bold throughout the week. So make maximum use of that energy. Now finally to the message that you want to get from the person or the authority figure or the team that you needed a message from. The first card here talks about clearly again the environment and the people that you need a message from are very well aware that you're not completely content with what they have offered, or you're not absolutely engaged with where you are, or you're not feeling very motivated at the place that you're standing right now in your phase of career. But what is needed, first of all, while somebody else might surely come in and give you an exciting offer or a fun offer or something which is very artsy and creative, that definitely brings back that spark. It's more important for you to find that spark and that creativity and that get out of that creative blockage that you're feeling yourself. That is a very clear message that whoever you wanted to hear a message from wants to tell you. We understand that you're not content and you're not feeling very excited, but it is your accountability as much of theirs to make this fun, to make this creative, to think out of the box and come up with solutions as well. It's a teamwork week. That is again what this message goes back to. It's not a week to go solo. If that resonated and that helped, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and that bell icon, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Thank you. Hello and welcome pile 2. Those of you who picked this beautiful stone gives me full vintage feelings. I don't know what it invokes in you. Definitely would like to know your personal understanding or what messages you got and why you picked the charm that you picked. Comment below and tell me that. In a few hours, I will upload a summary of this particular reading and the other readings, of course, which have already been posted on the Instagram account Tarot Pal Tarot Talks. Please don't forget to go follow the Instagram page. There's a lot of content that I post there which does not show up on YouTube, and you would also find in the links in the description below links for the other readings that have already been done in the month of June. So the June monthly, the solar eclipse in Gemini, which happens on June 10th. Don't miss out on that. Today, we're doing your career reading, and how I've split this, let me just quickly explain the cards. That's your major guidance card, the major arcana we see here, and the angel guidance. This is the blessing that you can expect, and I'll of course explain the energy of the card. This is what is incoming for you. This is the message from the leaders, the management team, your external or your internal clients, whoever you wanted a message from when it comes to your career, money and finances. These are the underlying cards which were general for in the all three piles. So I'm taking that as a general message coming in for the three piles of the collective. Okay, so let's start. I want to first begin with the two strong energies coming here of the earth signs, which is the Emperor as your key guidance of the week and what's incoming with the Hierophant. Clearly, authority figures would play an impactful role for the next 7 days whenever you see this reading for. By authority figures, sometimes it's not only the government figures or the topmost boss of your organization. Sometimes authority also exists without a direct designation. Authority is also authority of influence. Authority is also the authority you have through your social media channels, for example, which is again another source of authority, of influence and power, right? So in whatever form authority and power come into play, in whatever form designations and hierarchy come into play, these are going to be the key themes that would play out this week for you, okay? A key message or a key guidance whenever the Emperor shows up are three things. Number one, have a structure, a routine and a disciplined way of approaching the next 7 to 10 days of your career, okay? I'm sorry for the background noise. I have a dog at home and I have family guys making sounds, so please ignore anything that comes as a background noise. Okay, moving on. With the Emperor as your key message, like I said, discipline, routine and a structure is very important for you to achieve the maximum success that you possibly can in the next 7 to 10 days. Also, what is important is to align yourself to a particular ideology or a particular structured way or a particular step-by-step plan of doing something, at least for this week. If you associate yourself to be a creative person or somebody who functions well in chaos, I personally relate to that energy of I am not somebody who can list down everything and remain very micro detail oriented. But that said, there are certain weeks wherein I'm more focused and I have a more structured approach and there's a method to the madness. And then there are some weeks wherein absolute chaos is at play. And we all know that, excessive chaos definitely leads to anxiety. Excessive chaos will lead to missing out on opportunities. With the Mercury retrograde at play, all the more reason that structure and routine needs to come in for you to not miss out on some great, opportunities. What is definitely coming in that you're going to get in alignment with a lot of traditionalist leaders and a lot of traditionalist ways of investing your money, of things that have been tried and tested. What's beautiful is that while you have a message from the external source which does have the Fool, your incoming energies or your key energies at play is an exact opposite energy of the Fool, which is the Hierophant. Hierophant is a card that first of all talks about traditional conservative methods of working things out. This is a week for you wherein you need to go back to the books, you need to do the case studies, and there is something that you're working on which others have already done. There are leaders and teachers and mentors that you will find throughout this week, or you can follow through online channels, or you can watch their how-to videos, and you will gain some kind of a knowledge, some kind of a download from somebody who has already done what you're planning to do or what you're working on. That is a key message. For anybody who's in the education space still, or pursuing education, a great week for you to connect to your teachers and mentors and professors. You would receive the right help that you need exactly at the right time. Okay, so a great week to connect to your seniors of whatever spectrum that you're at, wherever your career is right now. Again, a very strong earth energy and a fire energy here. For those of you who care for zodiac validations, there's a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. There's an Aries, Leo and Sagittarius energy at play. The Tower card, which of course people are always scared of, is one of my favorite cards, especially when it comes to career, money, love, things which actually can become very stuck. And we sometimes don't know, what is the next change. This card definitely talks about a breakthrough. Whenever the Tower shows up, for me, it's universe stepping in and giving you the much needed breakthrough, giving you the much needed, sometimes a closure, sometimes a next leap, sometimes a surprise move, which you really needed to go to the next step. So this week, a surprise comes in, a breakthrough happens. It could happen in the 3D or it could happen in the 5D, but either way, something will drastically shift. And once that shift happens, a beautiful new creative project rolls out. Okay, you feel fulfilled. Ace of Cups is a card of fulfillment, a new journey, which emotionally makes you feel like I'm getting there, or now begins my journey of actually feeling successful. We can have a lot of money and we can get a lot of, growth and promotion, but unless we feel in our hearts that I'm doing well, unless we feel that life is beautiful and I have enough gratitude, there's a plant growing at her feet, she's really happy, her eyes are closed and she's content with where life is leading her. So this Tower, this breakthrough, will surely bring you the next amazing creative project which is much needed. And the energy and the guidance that you need to be throughout is that singing, dancing, happy, playful energy. As much as you need structure, as much as you need discipline, don't get very serious about all of this, because the career, the money and the life purpose, of course, is very important, and I'm the last person who'll ever negate all of that, but have fun with it. I mean, what's the point of all of this if your wish, when it comes true? All of us are getting some sort of a wish fulfillment this week, as this card showing up in the underlying energy. We will get that wish, but again, do you see her eyes are closed? She's more focused on the emotional fulfillment of her desire coming true than that, check value or that designation that comes in, because that's just the thing that you want. What you really want is that emotion of recognition, is that emotion of success, is that emotion of validation. So it's a week wherein you need to definitely focus on what brings you that emotional validation, and you're surely getting it because the universe does step in and bring you that much needed breakthrough. Also a week to believe in yourself and take the center stage. Don't shy away, don't shrink away to ask for that help. Ask that important question from the mentor. Reach out to the people who know, would know better than you do. But in your fear, in your shyness, in your reluctance, don't just sit back and not ask that question, because somebody else will ask that question and you will regret it in a few weeks' time. With that moon there, if you hold back, if you have too many secrets, if you're not acting on what your intuition is pushing you to, you will regret missing out on that opportunity, because you weren't emotionally ready to go ask that question. This week, it's also great in case you're in the field of sustainability or you're working with the environment. That's definitely a blessing coming in. So one ritual for you to definitely try this week is to do something good for the environment. Donate something to one of those NGOs that work for environments. Plant a tree. Take care. Sometimes as simple as switching off the lights for 7 days diligently and making sure that you're saving energy at your own house as well as your electricity bill is something for the universe, right? Is something for Mother Earth. So you don't have to go all fancy. I mean, if you can go all fancy, sure, but just being conscious of what energy are you sending to Mother Earth and how much are you participating in saving the planet is sometimes enough to bring in the prosperity you seek. If you're in real estate, this is again another great week for you. If you're hoping or planning to invest in either real estate or anything related to sustainability or environment conscious causes, this is a green signal to definitely go ahead. If you have already made certain investments, those would surely pay off and you would get the due credits for whatever work you've already done in these particular fields. That's definitely a prosperity or a blessing coming in for you. What else am I missing out on? Anybody who's already in a relationship, when around your workspace, this week clearly has a strong love energy and a strong attraction energy when it comes to people who you're going to work with. I'm not going to comment whether you should or you should not mix the two. That's a very personal choice and I don't think there's a right answer to that. But Overall, definitely being aware of the fact that you are the center stage. People will like you, people will listen to you, and you will attract a lot of suitors through your career is definitely a general message for all of us. Lastly, the message that you need from whoever is the mentor or the authority figure or the job interview that you've given, I've kept this open, so whoever you need a message for, around career, money and finances, this is your message. Take the leap of faith and sign the contract that needs to be signed. Take the leap of faith and go into the collaboration that you get offered. It is not promising of great success, but what it does promise of is of adventure. It does promise of a new beginning. So in case there is any kind of a union, contract, choice that you come across in the next 7 to 10 days, go with it and have the leap of faith, give it the positive energy that it needs. Believe that you're not the fool. The fool never represents the fool, but rather that you have loyal friends who will back you through this journey, and it's going to work out well for you. Because it's Mercury retrograde, just a caution, make sure that you're reading the finer prints. Make sure that you're being clear in your communication, because if you are signing something in the next 7 to 10 days, it shouldn't be a situation where you go back and you regret it. So that's the only caution message with the Fool showing up. From whoever you needed the message, it's a green card and it's a green yes for any kind of a collaboration or sign up or contract. Just be careful that you're not being the fool when it comes to reading the final lines. If that helped you and that resonated, please do like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out. Hearing your comments and feedback is surely motivating. And again, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. Take care. Hello and welcome pile 3. Those of you who've picked this beautiful little shell, which reminds me of the shank. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a, wow. Google it and tell me what that is, okay? Because I'm not going to explain what a shank is, okay? Anyway, we are going to do today a career reading for the next 7 to 10 days. This is a timeless reading. In a few hours, I will post a summary of this read on the Instagram account Tarot Pal Tarot Talks. Please do consider following us there, because I do a separate kind of a content on the Instagram account apart from giving you shorter summaries of these long readings, which you can save and refer back to again and again. Okay, that's Mercury, okay? That's Mercury. I'm not going to edit it. Without much delay, let's start your reading. Okay, these cards represent the incoming energy for you. This is your core guidance. This is your angel guidance, the blessing that's coming in. These 4 cards that you see are the underlying common energy as a collective, okay? And these 2 represent the message that you wanted from a mentor, a leadership team, an authority figure, if you're a student, from the education board, or whoever you need a message from when it comes to your career, money and finances. So what's incoming for you and what's the key guidance? If you see here with these 2 cards showing up, 8 of Wands and the Chariot, one thing that's definitely happening for this pile is fast-paced movement and fast-paced communication. If your job includes any kind of a travel, okay, short distance, long distance, or you're in a field wherein there's a lot of us would fall in this, where there's a foreign or a cross-border connect, wherein you deal with clients cross-border, wherein you work with any sort of an import-export, any sort of a multinational company. This week would be a fast-paced week for you, and you might have to travel either physically, or there might be a lot of meetings or VCons and TCons set up globally or with cross-border clients for you. Okay, that's one thing coming in. With this card and the Chariot together, one message is not to get overwhelmed with these multiple opportunities coming in. It's okay for you to take one step at a time, and also it is okay for you to consult the experts of your own field. Okay, if you feel you don't know in all of these opportunities which one do you go with, reach out to the expert of your field. Listen to some podcasts, read some books, do your homework, do your tangible homework, collect more information. The King of Swords is extremely wise, he's very knowledgeable, he's very practical because he has collected information, he's very intellectual and he's very intelligent. So any kind of an energy that has that kind of an intellectual power is where you should get your help from, and is also the energy that you are advised to be at. Do not get into an assumption mode, do not jump to conclusions, stay factual, stay logical, and keep your wisdom. How do I explain this? This is a week wherein you shouldn't feel that to believe in your gut is a great thing, but be mindful of, is this your gut talking or is this your paranoia? Because the reason I'm getting back to paranoia is Four of Pentacles. Sometimes we are so much, and this guy is obviously showing up a lot in our readings now, because we are in a PTSD situation. As a collective, we are in a situation wherein a lot of us have either lost property, money, jobs, or we have very closely seen our economies crash. Because of that collective energy, a lot of us are right now in that hoarding mind space. We don't want to share our wealth, we don't want to share our knowledge, we don't want to tell people our ideas, because we are very scared that all that we have is less, and there's a lack mindset that has kicked in. A very strong message for you this week is to know that it's very dangerous. You know what's more dangerous than not having enough money, than not having enough opportunities, is for you to remain in that lack mindset, is to remain in that fearful holding back mindset, because then you're actually never going to get the money. It's okay for you to not have money right now, but if you're still in a happy, positive mind space and you're more intellectually sharp, you're intelligent enough to know that this is just a phase, you will get out of that space, right? But if you get into that fear-based energy, you're going to repeat that mode, and you'll constantly feel as if nobody helps you and the universe is conspiring against you. Also very important, with the Four of Pentacles showing up, this guy has a two-edged message. While he hoards and while he sometimes gets into a lack mindset, he's also very grateful for everything that he has. He's also a great accountant of the things he's always had. With the King of Swords showing up and the shield yourself energy as your angel guidance, do not lend money to people you do not trust. If somebody comes up to ask you for money, if somebody asks you for a job reference, and you are not very sure of that particular guy or that girl, and you're not somebody, that's not a person whom you would like to take accountability for, don't give that good word, okay? Sometimes it's important to know when to say a no, when to put a boundary, because you don't match with that energy and you don't want your reputation at stake just because you couldn't say no at a particular time, right? So shield yourself from your fear, which is that fear-based energy. The card even says protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Light meditation, if you don't know what that is, you basically close your eyes, you take some deep breaths, and you visualize a white light washing you off, like you take an actual bath. That white light has to come from, go either way. Some people like to do it root to the spine, root to the crown. Some people like to do it crown to the root. Whatever way you want to visualize that, do that light cleaning visualization meditation, and imagine that light consistently protects you. Call upon Archangel Michael if you feel unsafe with your resources, with your ideas, with the money you have, because this week I want you to remember, you might not know how you would have how would the next 6 months run with the financial bank balance that you have right now, but if you have the money today, it's important for you to notice that you have the money right here, right now. So that's something to be grateful for. Sure, you don't know how it's going to work the next to next month, but you have it right here, right now. And only if you acknowledge that energy, and if you're grateful for the money you have in that bank right now, that money will grow. Okay? Moving on to the guidance card here with Chariot. Chariot also demands you to take control of the life that you are in, not to get into that victim mindset that other people are running this for me and everything is out of my control. This is a yin and yang energy, and the guy, he's in a chariot and he's controlling the horses, right? So the rein is in his hand. He rules and he decides where life is heading, and you're reminded of that power. You can decide and you can choose which direction you want to go. There's a lot of hidden information in the collective, and we are being asked to tune into our intuition. There's a solar eclipse that's happening this week. If you haven't seen the solar eclipse reading on the Tarot Pal account, please do go listen to that read, because that energy is clearly very strong in this pile for sure. because that solar eclipse and that new moon energy coming in together, not a great week for you to make very decisive action. Okay, you should take an action and you should move forward, but if something will set something in motion forever, if something sets something in stone forever and it seals the deal, maybe you want to hold back for 1 or 2 weeks more, hold on till June 22nd and then proceed, because things might shift and change and you might not be aware of all the information that you need to know. Believe in yourself. Queen of Wands with the King of Swords. Believe in the energy, the intuition, the knowledge, the intelligence that you have. You don't always have to, hear other people's guidance. If you are sure-footed, if you know what you know, then go with it, because your inner fulfillment is more important than actually getting that success. Okay. Blessings that are coming in are very linked to the attitude that you hold towards life right now. So Nandi is an energy of service. He doesn't question. Okay, he's ready to show up for people. He's ready to do the good work. He's ready to follow the destiny and the life purpose that he's attached with without any questions. He's the best student that anybody can have. And in case you were confused between pile 3 and pile 2, I strongly suggest you listen to pile 2 as well, because it seems like there's a merging of the energies that's happening between 2 and 3. If you are in that energy of service, you will automatically find a lot of opportunities again being given to you, because you're in that energy of receiving. You're in that energy of receiving help and giving help. This is a give and take week for across the collective, with the twin flame showing up, again an energy showing up of romanticism, of course, is a key message, but more than that, connecting with people who are ready to work with you only if you're in that give and receive mode. Finally, for the message, let's first cover the charm that we missed, okay? I want to know what message you see, because everybody is going to have a different meaning for a charm that they pick, okay? There's a reason that they picked a particular charm, because charms speak to us. Today I might get a message from this charm and it would be very different from maybe what I do a read 6 weeks later. For me today, this charm talks about the victory that the Shankh, of course, represents. The winning and the beginning of, with that chariot showing up, that's a strong Mahabharata, theme out right there. There is a beginning of I don't want to call it a war, because it's not a struggle that you're getting into, but more like, and when I'll get to these two message of that, what the message you get from the people that you asked a message for, has the similar energy wherein there is a journey that begins, there is a new project that begins, there is a new chapter in your life that needs to start, and it's that reckoning, that drum sound, that Shankh sound playing, calling you to that life purpose, calling you to get to where you need to get to. And this definitely leads me to the message that you needed from whoever you asked for a message for. The message is, you need to work more on your craft. You need to upskill yourself. You need to learn more. This is a great week and the next 7 to 10 days to enroll yourself for trainings, because you're perfecting your craft. You are in that hard worker's energy, and the universe is noticing it. And the message for you strongly here is to continue staying that diligent, that focused, that dedicated to your craft. That student energy with the 8 of Pentacles and the Nandi works beautifully, because he's a hard worker. He has the tenacity, the perseverance that is needed to accomplish that task. And this week you need to, stay on your path and not give up and stay motivated. Because if you are, the authority figures are noticing all this, okay? Your work is not getting unnoticed. Everything that you're doing this week is under the radar, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to be given more opportunities if you're able to stay in this focused energy. This week also is a great week to learn from older leaders or traditionalist ways for you of doing things. This week, pick up those kind of skills rather than the progressive skills. As a collective, I feel this week is an energy wherein, there are some times wherein you should go do the new thing and be in the more Uranus energy. There's no right way or wrong way of saying Uranus. Whoever's wanting to correct me there, it's a proper noun. Or a week wherein you want to be in a Saturn energy. I think this week, for sure, with Saturn retrograde, which is another read which you will find on my Instagram account, which you should definitely check out. That energy is at play until October 10th. This week is clearly a week wherein Saturn wants us to listen to the leaders, to go and do things which are safe and tested and have worked in the past, whether it's your money investment, whether it's your career, whether it's your work. Take charge, but don't take crazy risks and don't go. If I have to give you an actual example, this is not a week of crypto. Okay, this is not a week of crypto because that's a very Uranus energy. That's a very new tech week energy that we talk about. This week is more about go invest in the gold. Okay, that's the immediate example that I could think of in this minute. If that resonated and that helped you, please do like, share, and subscribe. It does mean the world to us and it does motivate me a lot. Take care and see you tomorrow.